Hey everybody, my name is Noah. Welcome back to the show. It's been a hot minute. If you want to know why it's been such a long time since I made a YouTube video, I'll talk about that more at the end because I kind of want to just get into this video. So I guess stick around to hear that. But in the meantime, we're going to ignore, I think, the entire year worth of content I didn't make and focus on the topic of today's video. My idea for an Arceus quest line, so to speak. I don't have the mic with me. I honestly don't know what happened to it. I didn't throw it away, at least I don't think I did. But yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I'm gonna get a new one soon, but for now, this will have to do. So if you've been in the Pokemon sphere of YouTube for any amount of time, you'll know that a lot of PokeTubers like to make videos where they come up with their idea for a gym or an evil team. Things like that. Some of them go as far as basically like mapping out an entire game. If you watch Locked in a Noggin, you'll know that he's actually in the middle of a project currently where he is creating the Cascade region, which I'm a fan of, honestly. I love what his idea is for the region. I've never really done that. I've never thought of my evil team or my gym or, God forbid, an entire game. Not to say I can't do that, because a little bit of a hint to what a future video is going to be. I have an entire Prototype 3 in my head currently, and I'm going to make a video about that in the future. But I've never really had the desire to do that for Pokemon. But what I have thought of is a quest line for Arceus. I, like many other PokeTubers, have had kind of a problem with the way Game Freak has handled mythicals lately. You know, I loved when, and by the way, yeah, this is going to be kind of like a Destiny 2-esque questline. But I loved, you know, Outbreak Perfected and Whisper of the Worms questline. And now it just kind of seemed like the perfect time to make a video about my Arceus questline idea, because Legends Arceus is coming out relatively soon. It's actually just occurring to me, it might have been a good idea for me to postpone this video to better match the release date of Legends Arceus. Oh well. So the way you start it is you have to catch unknown, like a lot of unknown. Specifically, you have to catch, and you might know where I'm going with this. You have to catch the unknown for Arceus, and you might be thinking that sounds a little bit easy. First of all, cunt, that is the easy part of this quest. Second of all, the chances that you're going to catch these 6 specific unknown on your first 6 encounters of unknown, I wish you luck. Then you have to get all 18 of the Arceus plates. And then what you have to do is take those 6 specific unknowns and spell out Arceus in your party. And, optional, give them an Arceus plate. That will become very important later on. So then, you go to Sphere Pillar. You climb the stairs to heaven, or wherever the fuck those stairs go. And then as long as you have the 18 Arceus plates, as well as the 6 unknowns spelling out Arceus in your party, Arceus will appear. You will take the unknown from your party, as well as the Arceus plates you have, the 18 Arceus plates, and either, I'm not really sure which one to do. Either he will give you access to your PC so that you can grab a new party because your party is now completely empty, or you can set up like or I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the later games actually gave you an option to make like a secondary party in your PC. So if that's a thing in Legends Arceus, actually no, Legends Arceus doesn't have PCs. Shit. Let's just say, let's say either he gives you access to your PC so you can make your party, or it'll just pull from your secondary party in your PC. But then what happens is Arceus will challenge you to a battle. They'll say something along the lines of, I challenge you to a battle, and if you win, I will recognize you as my master. Something like that. Let's assume Arceus can speak English. He is the god of the Pokemon universe. I think he can speak English. Maybe he even says it in unknown speak. That'll actually be kind of cool. And so Arceus challenges you to a battle. So you go into a battle with him, but Arceus is recognized by the game as a trainer, not a Pokemon. and he battles you as a trainer with the 6 unknowns you just gave him. So you might be thinking, Niall, you're just going to have us battling 6 level 20-something unknown? No. With Sword and Shield, there is now precedent because of the Eternatus Eternamax battle. That's a fucking mouthful. For Game Freak to kind of bend the rules slightly for the sake of their boss battles being a little bit more difficult. And so these will not be level 20-something unknown with hidden power. These will be level 50 unknown with an Omni boost and the same ability that Arceus has. Not in this boss battle, I'll get to that in a minute, but the same ability Arceus normally has. So whatever plate, so if you gave the unknown plates, they turn into that type. Hidden power is replaced with Judgment, a move that turns into whatever type the user is. Despite the buffs that they get in this battle, you will probably beat them. They are still unknown after all. Not exactly the strongest Pokemon in the world. But then, once you beat Arceus, he will then challenge you to a battle, again, as a Pokemon this time. And you will not have time to heal your team. During his battle, he is level 75 with an Omni boost, and a new, unique ability that only exists during this battle that I am calling Reactive Measures. It was originally going to be Corrective Measures, because I just recently ran Volta Glass, honestly, for the first time in like 4 years, and that is one of the guns I got. Not a very good roll of it. But I would change it to Reactive Measures. It's a little bit of wordplay that fits later on. I'll get to that. But he has an ability called Reactive Measures. It's basically Kecleon's ability, forget what it's called, where when you hit Arceus with an attack, he becomes that type. The reason it's a different ability, though, is A, because I didn't want to just give Arceus Kecleon's ability. Again, the god of the universe. I don't want to give him some ability off of like a super weak Gen 3 rando. So, it's a new ability. But it has a little bit of a technicality to it. He doesn't just change types. He actually switches the plates that he has in his body, which allows him to change types. And the reason why that matters is because if you gave the unknown Arceus plates earlier, he does not have access to those 6 plates. He doesn't have access to however many plates you gave them. So if you filled up the team of unknown with plates, you just stripped him of 1/3 of the types. But his moveset is also a little bit different. Not only does he have Judgment, but he also has the 3 signature moves from the Alola games. Moongeist Beam, Sunsteel Strike, and Photon Geyser. The reason I chose these were because, like Judgment, these are all also 100 base power, 100 accuracy moves. Once you defeat Arceus, you now have to do it again. This time, Arceus will have a unique form, not unlike Ultra Necrozma, Perfect Zygarde, Ash Greninja, stuff like that, called Divinity. It functions more or less like Mega Evolution, giving him a plus 100 to his base stat total, maybe changing around his ability, which, yeah, it changes his ability. So what happens is during this second phase of Arceus' battle, where he goes into his Divinity form, he gets a plus 100 to his base stat total, so 20 to each stat, because I kind of want to keep the idea that he has perfectly distributed stats across the board. But he also now has a new ability called Proactive Measures. See what I was talking about? Clever wordplay? Reactive Measures, Proactive Measures. This time, with Proactive Measures, it still does the same thing. When you hit him with an attack, he becomes that type. But now it happens before damage calculation. So now, if you hit him with, like, let's say a fire type move, he becomes fire type before the move makes contact. Oh, yeah. Did I also mention he gets a double Omni boost?
I feel like there's a certain lack of fairness on this board.
That's kind of the point. You're fighting a god. On top of all this crap, Judgment becomes upgraded. It is now called Divine Judgment. And not only does its attack, not only does its base power go from 100 to 120, which is a much more substantial damage boost than you might think, especially with the double Omni boost, but it now has a unique effect that makes it inescapable. What do I mean by that? If you fly, it'll still hit you. If you dig, it'll still hit you. If you bounce, which I think is the same technically as fly according to the game's code, it'll still hit you. If you use Phantom Force, it will still hit you. This is divine judgment. It will hit you no matter where you go. The only way to protect yourself against it, quite literally, is to use protecting moves like Protect, Detect, King Shield, Spiky Shield, or to use a move like Light Screen, which halves the damage of special moves. Not like that's going to make much of a difference if I'm going to be completely honest with you. And it still has its secondary effect of becoming whatever type the user is. But I will grant a small mercy, and when I mean a small mercy, I mean a fucking small mercy. This will be similar to a Dynamax battle. You don't have to false swipe him down to 1 HP and then paralyze him and then throw your Ultra Ball. No, all you gotta do is defeat him. All you gotta do is just throw damage at him until he's down at 0 HP, and then it'll give you the option to throw your Pokeball. You might be thinking, that sounds like an incredibly large mercy. You just made the battle much easier because I don't have to worry about not killing it. I can just defeat it, and then it'll give me the option of throwing my Pokeball. Why are you saying this doesn't make that much of a difference? Because Arceus can break out. And when he breaks out, he immediately heals all the way back to full HP. All of his moves recover their power points.
I feel like there's a certain lack of fairness on this board.
But eventually, you will defeat him. You will capture him, and he will become a part of your team. I want the reward to match the difficulty. So you don't just get Arceus. You also get access to his divinity form that he used against you. On top of that, in his divinity form, he does have access to the ability Proactive Measures. And Judgment does get upgraded to Divine Judgment. So, this battle may or may not have turned you to alcoholism, but in the end, you get access to a very overpowered Pokemon with a very overpowered form to his name. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I was a little bit of a sad boy during 2020, as everyone probably was. I didn't have a job, so I just kind of stayed at home and did fuck all forever for like 8 months. And also, there was nothing for me to do. Like, I couldn't hang out with friends because they were all taking the pandemic pretty seriously. Nightclubs weren't open, so I couldn't go to clubs and hang out and shit. I was a little bit down during that time. And then by the time I actually got motivation to make YouTube videos again, I had a full-time job, so I didn't really find time to make YouTube videos. But recently, I got a chance to audition for the Sin Kids. Link, I guess, up there to their channel. Even though I didn't get in, I'm so grateful that they gave me the chance. It kind of forced me to make a YouTube video again after so long. And then once I made the video, I realized how much I missed it, honestly. So I buckled down and figured out a way to make videos, work my full-time job, and have a remotely functioning social life all at the same time. And I think I've more or less figured that out. I kind of have a plan going right now. We'll see how well it works. I think it'll work out pretty well, personally. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Maybe not the Pokemon aspect of it, because I actually don't really make Pokemon videos all that often, but like the idea aspect of it. This is Niall, signing out.